Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, I've been tagged by Christine of Life with Christine to do 15 random facts about moi. So here goes. Number 1, when did I last cry? Well, I last cried a week ago. It was a friend, dear friend of ours who we've known for years. He was 90 and he passed away. He was our pastor at a church fellowship we had in Otley, going back a long time ago now, and we've kept in touch ever since, him and his wife, and it was really sad, although it's like sweet bitter, because sweet to know he's with his Lord and bitter that you'll miss him and not see him again for now. Number 2, first thing I notice about people. Well, the first thing I notice about people is the face. I don't look at the clothes or or necessarily the hair, because that comes as a package with the face. But I do notice the face, whether it's a kind looking face or miserable, and that's the thing I notice first about people. Number 3, what's the furthest away from home you've ever been? Well, that was Canada. We've been to Canada about 4 times altogether and absolutely loved it. And at one time we were selling up to go to Canada with our eldest daughter, but things didn't work out, so that had to be cancelled. And it was a terrible disappointment for my husband. For both of us really, but more for him, because his dad had been in Canada as a lumberjack. Number 4, what did you want to be growing up? Well, a hairdresser. I'd have loved to have been a hairdresser, but unfortunately Mum and Dad just couldn't afford it at that time, and a lot of girls wanted to be hairdressers, and you couldn't get in as an apprentice, at all. You just couldn't get in, so that never came about. But I've always loved doing hair, and now that my hair's long, I just do my own and hack away at it at times. Number 5, favourite and worst subjects at school. Well, I loved English. I loved cooking, domestic science, I loved needlework, I loved art and maths. But my worst, not maths, music, my worst of all subject was maths. I was frightened. I was frightened of the maths lessons. I was frightened of the maths teachers. I just couldn't understand it at all. The other one was science, and I had a science teacher who also taught my mother, so you can see how old he was. And I think a lot depends on the teacher as well, how interesting they make. And PE. I hated PE. I was a little bit on the hefty side up to leaving school, and I just didn't like it at all. I loved country dancing when we did that, but didn't like the actual PE. Name choice for your kids. Well, we had 4, 2 girls, 2 boys, and they weren't named after any particular person. The first one, Karen, we named her Jeanette. Jean after me, but Jeanette, Karen, but she always went by Karen. The second one, Philip, was Philip Robert after my husband. The third one was Darren. No, it wasn't. Hang on, I don't know my own kids now. The third one were our daughter Tracy, and she's always gone by Tracy Ann, because we named her second name as Ann. And the fourth one, the one who was giving us the most problem, is Darren, Darren Andrew, and he wasn't named after anybody particular. Yeah, so we'd 4, and they were all about 2 years apart, so they've all grown up now, and the eldest one is about 52. Number 7, bad habits. Well, I can't think of any really bad habits. I don't drink, I don't smoke, don't take drugs. I can't really think of anything really bad that I would need to stop. Maybe not eat as much sweet things. I'm partial to a piece of cake, if you can call that a bad habit. Number 8, have I any tattoos? No, never had any, never want one. Number 9, middle name. Yes, I have a middle name, and that's Christine. So it's Jean Christine, my name, but everybody always just calls me Jean. Number 10, favourite perfume. I've got to be careful with perfumes because my hubby has allergic rhinitis, and whatever you put on, if it's too scenty, it affects him badly. But when I were in my teens, I loved Black Rose by Goya. Always wore that. My husband always remembers me for Black Rose Goya. And then I went on to Estee Lauder's Youth Dew. I liked that. But recently, and for years now, I've worn Sunflowers by Elizabeth Arden. It's not a very expensive perfume. It doesn't irritate his nose. And yeah, and I wear that. It's not too floral because I don't like anything really too flowery. I like a little bit of a spice in it. So yeah, I quite like Sunflowers. Favourite films? I don't really have a favourite film. I like lots of things. I like murder mystery. I like detective ones. So really I haven't got a favourite film at all. I'm not a big film watcher anymore. I used to like them, but I'm not a big film. In fact, I'm not a big television watcher anymore. How tall am I? My husband keeps saying I'm shrinking. I'm 5'1½" the last time I was measured. I'm not very tall. Worst downfall? Giving our youngest son too much help and it backfiring on us. So much so that he won't see us anymore. But anyway, I won't go into that. Worst pain ever, and that was when I had my knee replacement done. I had a knee replacement and about 4 years ago, and it was horrendous pain, and I still have horrendous pain in it. I can walk a little bit better, although my other one wants doing now, and no way, I'll have to put up with it. I can't go through that again. So yeah, that was the worst pain. Not the childbirth. I had 4 children and natural childbirth, and no, it wasn't. That was quite easy, really. I was fortunate, but the knee was the worst. And that leads me to number 15, the most embarrassing situation. Well, the one I can remember mostly was coming out of a shop and getting in what I thought were our car, getting in the passenger seat and starting to chat with the person who was sat there in the driver's seat, and I turned around and it weren't my husband. Oh, I felt so stupid. Fortunately, he laughed. And so did I. But I've never lived that down. And I think that's it. Yep, all 15 answered. So you know a little bit more about me now. And before I go, I'd like to tag some other people. Now, I don't know if these people have done it before, but if they have, well, you know, they'll pass it on to somebody else. So that's Jane Davis, Crafting Shed Davis, and I'd like to tag Christine of Christine's Cards. I'm a new subby to her, but I'd like to get to know her better. So that's it for now, folks. My tag's done. So I'll hand you over to everybody else who's going to do it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and God bless, and I'll see you soon. Bye.